We wanted to really get an idea. We can give you all these like principles of what it means to be an ally. You can do this checklist, but those don't really work because each of you are in unique positions. Maybe you'll get to work on teams, or what works in your division might not work in another division. And really, allyship is about developing your principles of allyship and we're asking you to think about them proactively. Not just to say, okay, now I'm an ally, I have a sticker, and I'm done, right? But actually that you're investing and you're deciding to participate and commit to an ongoing process, because things will change continually, right? As you move in different directions professionally and personally, your allyship might look different. Your allyship might look different in different situations. So we're gonna have a conversation with how you all are thinking with each other about what an ally is. What are your definitions of an ally? And so we're gonna ask you to break up into small groups and discuss what does it mean to be an ally. Just what is your understanding of an ally? Even if you don't have direct language about it, what does it look like? What does it end up like when you enact it? What does it look like? You know, how do you think about it? And then also, what are some of your concerns, fears, and challenges in being an ally? Sometimes we just focus on I'm an ally, and yeah. And we don't sometimes deal with what are those like issues that come up with being an ally? What are the things that might come on the other side of it, right? So, and what are some keywords and concrete examples? So for me, for instance, all for one, just to kind of get it going, one of my things in terms of being in my position here as a director of the MCC, it's a student-one space, student-fought-for space. So I have had to learn in my role what it means to be an ally for students on this campus, right? As for a while, the only professional staff in this space, right? My day is mostly students. There's very rarely, sometimes I go to Chavez and get to see the other colleagues, but I really am with students all the time, so that's fantastic. But at the same time, and sometimes in my professional role, I've been told that I'm too close to students, right? So that allyship with students, I get a professional ding for saying you're too close to a student. So that's a professional concern that I was like, oh, I have to be aware of that. Now I get to decide what my response is to that, right? I can imagine what my response is. But it's something real that I have to deal with, right? Like as an ally to students and an ally to students in the space and to generations of students, what does that look like? So it's the same thing for how do we support undocumented students in this space, right? Conversations about hiring and compensation and those kinds of things. And so that's like one example like that. It's good. We would like you to share different kinds of examples and really think about those concerns, fears, and challenges, because we want to know how to support you also as allies. Not just to say that you have to be an ally, you must, or now that you're in this training, you have certain expectations, but really what do you need to really think about to be an ally? So I'm going to ask you all to split up and we're going to